everyone, Randy here, and today we're going to be looking at Bauer's cordless circular saw. This is by Harbor Freight. Top quality here, you know. So this particular saw takes the 6.5-inch blade size, and it's worth noting it does not come with one. So I was kind of surprised by that, because go buy a saw like this, you'd think it just would come with a blade, but that's my opinion. So I did go out and buy a blade for it, got an Irwin blade here. So yes, this is Bauer's cordless circular saw, 20 volt. Does not come with a battery, at least not the model I have anyway. I don't think you can get it with a battery either. When I bought this, I did try to get a larger 3 amp hour battery with it. I was not able to do so, so for this I'm just going to be using the batteries that come with the impact and the drill here. So these are just 1.5 amp hour batteries, 1.5 amp hour 20 volt batteries. These come with the drill. Both the drill or the impact and the drill here come with batteries. This, again, does not come with a battery. Before we get started here, I just got to say, this, I think, might be the issue with this saw. I don't think it's maybe going to be the saw so much as it's going to be the battery. 1.5 amp hours for circular sawing does not seem like enough to me. But anyway, let's cut a couple pieces of wood with it here. We'll see what we can cut with it. I got a 1/2-inch piece of plywood or so set up at the moment. I'm assuming it'll cut that with no problem, and then we'll just step it up, maybe something bigger. I'm not entirely sure how thick we're going to be able to cut with this either, only being 6.5. So far all the saws I've used have been 7, I think 7.25 is the normal blade size, if I remember correctly. So first things first here, let's put the blade on. And with most screws here on blades like this, the screws are lefty tighty, righty loosey. So opposite of what normal screws are. So let's get that out. There is an Allen key right there stuck in the handle, so we can pull that out. It's loose enough here, we don't need it to get it out though. That's all metal there, by the way. And wait a minute here, we need to go, nope, we have to go this way. Interesting, the writing is going to be towards the back. If you look, direction of the arrow there, direction of the arrow there, that should match. And just make sure we put that back on. And again, lefty tighty. And there is a spindle lock on it here, so we get it nice and tight. And we'll put that back in, and I've got a fresh battery sitting on the charger here. Make sure it's fully charged up. Okay, so first off, this is metal base. It does feel a little bit cheap. I mean, yeah, you're not going to bend the base too quickly, but it's not super tight either. There's a little bit of flex in it. This feels, I wouldn't say that's plastic. I'm not sure what that is. It doesn't exactly feel like metal either, but it's not plastic. The rest of it feels pretty good. I got some rubber molding on the handle there, so nice and grip. Same thing there. It's got a nice grip there. That is not rubber. That is actually hard plastic. So if you do set it down on that, that is hard. That's not the rubberized plastic there. You can adjust the angle of that. Put that back down to 0. Wonder how close that actually is. And then you can also adjust the height of it as well. That lever there. I did note that with my unboxing. This sticks out quite a ways there. So adjust that. And we'll just put that all the way back down. Now max cut depth on this. Just to get a measure on that, with a 6.5-inch blade, looks like it's going to be about 2.25 inches. 2.25 inches is going to be your max depth for cutting. Just for reference here, this should be set to the max depth. Looks like it is. This is my regular DeWalt 60 volt saw, and it has a max depth of, looks like about 2.5, maybe a little more. It's only about a 1/4 inch difference there, which isn't much. I'm not going to be comparing it against this saw, by the way. This is a 60 volt DeWalt saw. Let's just say that's this saw here will probably outdo most corded saws. We'll just leave it at that. So anyway, let's start doing some cutting here. Okay, so we just got a 1/2 inch piece of plywood or so set up here. We're just gonna make a cut across it, see how it does. I don't have anything marked out, so we're not, going for accuracy here. We're just gonna make a cut. I was a little skeptical at first when it started, but once we got into it, it cut just fine. Well, so far, it cuts the 1/2 inch plywood without complaining too much. Let's see if I can find something a little thicker here, something that will give this a little more of a workout. Okay, stepping this up here, we now got a piece of 3/4 inch plywood. We'll see how it does with this. If it works here, I'll make 2 or 3 cuts in this as well. Okay, you can tell it was struggling a little bit there with the 3/4, but it did it. I did have to go a little bit slower. I could tell when I pushed into it, it's like, whoa, it's gonna bog it down, but it did it. No complaints there. The saw, by the way, does have markings on it up along the top here. And these really do come in handy, by the way. You just want to cut like a 1/2 inch strip or an inch strip. You can use those markings, and that's all I'm simply doing there. I'm just going down the 1/2 inch, or trying to go down the 1/2 inch mark there, and follow that. That actually does really come in handy. Okay, and for our final test here, got a piece of 2x6. This is a treated piece of 2x6 here. We'll just make a couple cuts across this, see if we can do it. Okay, well everyone, on that note, I think we're going to wrap up this video here. Quite surprised here. A little bit surprised by the 3/4 here. I didn't think it'd quite make it through it. Seemed to do just fine. Didn't have any troubles at all. You could tell it was definitely bogging it down, but it got through it. Currently at 2 bars of battery on here, started at obviously full charge. So, something to keep in mind if you're going to get this, it's probably not going to last real long on these batteries. I would probably try to get the bigger batteries if I could. Again, they were out of stock at the time I got this, so couldn't get them. Oh well. But yeah, the 1.5 amp hours seemed to work good. Just keep in mind, if you do buy this saw, it does not come with a battery. It doesn't come with a blade. This blade, by the way, is advertised as for cordless saws. So this Owen blade here is for cordless saws. Just something to keep in mind there. I don't know how much it matters, but this particular blade was advertised as such. But yeah, it seems like it did pretty good. Just my guess here, you're probably, if you're going to be cutting 3/4, I'm betting you're not going to get much more than maybe 6 to 10 cuts, long cuts out of a sheet of plywood. So not a lot of cutting capacity as far as the battery goes. That would be my only complaint on that. Seemed to do great. Cut through the 2x6 just fine. The 1/2 inch plywood, of course, like a breeze. And even the 3/4 here, like I said, maybe not quite as fast as the DeWalt, but it cuts through it. So anyway, with that, if you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.